All right, we're live on stream, y'all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, man. How's everybody doing? It's your boy, the host, UGK Underground King, Shanewz Block Boxing. That's all I have to say, blah, blah. Blah, blah, Charlotte. We getting the bed together for y'all, man. Please come in and troll. That's what y'all do, right? Um, we're going to talk about a lot is going on as far as blogging and gossiping. But I'm definitely going to highlight some boxing because then I tell you all the Monday morning quarterbacks we're going to pop off with the Charlo, right? Look. I'm going to just show you something real quick. Watch this. Take that. Watch this, look. And I'm going to say names today. If you feel offended, you might want to take cover now. Because like I said, a lot of these guys have been marks and busters for a long time in the boxing community. They always wanted to act like nobody knew me, didn't acknowledge my work. Michael Knight, salute, good brother. How you doing? Salute. But yesterday, I went in on Charlo, and I left my receipts out there. All right, look, I'm gonna show you. I left my receipts out there today. I put the receipts out because I knew certain YouTubers, I knew certain content creators were going to talk about Charlo today. Meanwhile, he put that video out over the weekend. See, these guys are all followers. Yes. But they want you to think that they're influencers. In order to be an influencer, you need to be a what? A leader, right? Which a lot of these guys are not leaders, right? They are followers. They follow trends. The moment I woke up this morning and I seen the boxing voice talking about it, I seen Champ Side. I said, now watch how all of these guys follow. But the first guy that I actually seen do it, it was the guy who I acknowledged yesterday, Two Tone the Superstar. And thank you, brother. Cheers. Mm. But now, everybody, all the followers, right? Because these guys aren't influencers, they're followers, man. A lot of them are jealous fan followers, right? But that's neither here nor there. We get into that. Look, I'm in studio today too. Hold on, let me show you the back. I got the clipboard. The board is over there. I got the big room today, right? I'm in the big room. So if I need, look, you see, I got the big room today. The big room. I'll go with this background today. Yeah. No, I don't like that one. Because that one you don't see the mic. I want y'all to see the mic. Oh, I came up, man. I gotta show my microphone, man. So I gotta show my microphone, man. I gotta show, it's cool when these guys do it, right? When they have their look, right? There goes the microphone. When these guys have their look, you guys sit over there, you high five, you acknowledge them. Acknowledge me now, man. Acknowledge me. We working over here too, man. We are working over here too. But like I said, I'm going to show how all these guys are talking about Charlo. They're all talking about Charlo, right? Well, they should have been talking about him over the weekend. Like I said, these guys aren't trendsetters, they're followers. They wait. They actually wait. They sit around and wait. All right? But how's the content looking, y'all? Let me share this real quick. Appreciate the 4 likes. I appreciate those 4 likes over there in the background on the behind the scenes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I am going to I'm gonna share both of these. Copy. Bang. I'm sending this to everybody. Everybody. Look, boom. Paste. Boom. Oh man, I didn't send it. God damn, I gotta go back. Bang. Bang. Yeah, it's crazy how these guys they sit online, they talk boxing, but they don't want to acknowledge you in boxing. Like that's why I've been leaning off and just growing my audience now, man. Hey, 170, how you doing? What's a good name for a boat, man? Put it in the comment section. What do you think a good name for a boat is, man? Put it in the comment section. That's the question of the day over there in the behind the scenes. You know, we be multitasking over here. Put it in the comment section, man. What's a good name for a boat? I don't own a boat, not yet. But what's a good name for a boat, yeah? What's a good name? Put it in the comments. Comments are free, y'all. Please, man. We streaming. What's a good name for a boat, man? Put it in the comment section, man. What is a good name for a boat? I want a good name for a boat. All right. Do you know a good name for a boat? What is a good name for a boat? Feel free to put it in the comment section. The wavy one, I like that. That's cool. Yeah, I could dig it. That's a good one. That's a good one. The wavy one, I could dig it. I could dig it. That's nice, man. The wavy one. That's a nice one. There you go. That's fire. You came off with that one. What made you think of that one? That's nice. That's a nice one. The wavy one. Now, me personally, right? When you said the wavy one, right? Hold on, I'm sharing this a little bit. When you said that, it made me think of a nice big boat. Like Hey Pop Big. Remember the boats that Jay-Z and Dame was doing the dance like this? I thought about that right there. The wavy one. I ain't thinking no little boat, man. Yes, Michael Knight, we are growing, bro. Good brother. Appreciate you over here. Salute to you. Michael Knight supports. He calls me coach. He gives me my accolades. When I'm in the gym with the kids, he's down there too, watching their journey and their rise. So salute to you, Michael Knight. Appreciate you, good brother. Yeah, we're working, Michael Knight. We do both streams. I do the behind the scenes over here to show how I am independent. I'm grinding. I kill the narratives. That's what I do. Because a lot of these guys place jackets on me, even though I got a nice jacket on right now, my own brand. But they place jackets on me. They defamed my character. They lied on me. And we're gonna get to that. That's what the topic is gonna be today because Supreme Kenneth McGriff is suing Hassan Campbell for $10 million for defamation of character. See, I could sue some of these guys, but God told me not to. Because God told me everything that's happening for me is going to happen, and these guys are going to have to pay me anyway. Color Purple. Nothing good is coming their way. Because when I had my Jackal Fitness brand, they defamed me. They lied on me. And all I was doing was trying to better my life, my children, and break generational curses the honest way. I wasn't throwing a gun in nobody's face. I wasn't robbing nobody. Right? I wasn't selling no drugs. I was trying to better my situation. I had employment. I had a career. I had all these things. And these people lied on me. But look what God did. This brand has still been all over the networks. I am a young, inspiring boxing manager that helped a 17-year-old kid at the time make it to the biggest stages in boxing. He's currently 16, 1-1. I did all of that. I was a part of that, right? All while being defamed as a YouTuber. So now I love to do YouTube as my character, but I could give a fuck about this because the things that God told me I was going to do, I am doing. And I'm helping young children. I'm helping young men become men in boxing. Yeah, little old me, man. But how's the content looking, man? But then I tell y'all they was gonna be talking about Charlo, right? I got the receipts. I'm gonna play one of my receipts right now. Watch this. I have the receipts. These guys can't hide no more. These guys can't hide no more. Look, I'm gonna play one of the receipts right now. I'm gonna play one of the receipts. I have the receipt. I told my boy CW, I said, watch all these guys talk about Charlo. I was like, yo, they're gonna talk about Charlo, right? I told them, look, I was like, yo, they're gonna talk about Charlo. This is what they do. I was like, they're gonna wait though, because they're not trendsetters, right? I was like, they're Johnny come latelys. Pay attention to.
He got in there with Canelo and ran. Told niggas he was doing it for the culture. Remember that? Yeah, I'm doing it for the culture. Right? I'm doing it for the culture. No, you know who did it for the culture? Cousin Bud. Crawford Jones did it for the culture. You went in there and ran, nigga. You sold the World Wolf tickets, got in there. Yo, Canelo clubbed you upside your motherfucking head, and you bowed down. Yo, when Canelo attempted to do that shit with Cousin Bud, yo, the Jones came out of Bud, man. Yo, Bud went upside that nigga's head, man. That nigga, Bud was on his 50 Cent, man. What 50 Cent said, I'm rich as shit, and I'm with the shit, right? Still on some stupid shit. Bud was still on some stupid shit, man. Bud went right upside his head, right back at him, man. This nigga got hit and bended the knee, man. He bended.
Watch to see who unraveling a web.
And I tell you, they was going to talk about it. Monday morning quarterback. That's what these guys are.
We turning the money show on.
Oh, man.
Keep it going, nigga. Get rich and retire and have
Appreciate that, Michael Knight. I'm going to pin that. Michael
Yo!
Knight.
Yo, please. Shout out to Tucho. This is his video. Definitely check it out. But this video was all fight hype. And I'm glad he broke it down.
Yes, they're talking about it now.
But I'm just going to do a reaction to it, man. Because it's
Johnny come latelys,
man. I told you how these guys was, man. Yeah, this dude, we ain't seen him in 3 years.
It's been 2 years. I said, I had to be funny.
Right? He been on this type of time. But after Crawford did what he did, right? Right? After Crawford did what he did. Remember, Crawford was a little nigga. Do y'all remember that, man? Put it in the comments, man. If y'all in here, man. Y'all remember Crawford was a little nigga before.
We talking about it now, y'all. Look, watch it. Let's just see who's talking about it now, right? Let's see who's talking about it now, right? Let's put in Charlo. Let's see what comes up. Charlo, right? Charlo goes off, calls out Crawford, right? Fight hype got on it, right? Let's see. Charlo. We see me right here. Who else? Anybody else? Oh, Coach Malachi. Yeah, I knew he was. He always takes the bait. But you see, this is why he took the bait, because look, I said his name. So run and tell that, right? Joe Cho, the boxing voice. Once the boxing voice went off on it, shout out to Champ Side. The Champ Side did a live on it, right? Shock and praise Terrence Crawford. Look, blue blood cost him, right? Look. Pay attention now. We talking boxing, y'all. Let them know I'm in my bag, right? I told you these guys was gonna do it. The Monday morning quarterbacks, but I'm not an influencer. I am not an influencer. Now I just played my receipts, And that's why I made sure to get my edits out this morning, because I knew all of these influencers who have bigger platforms and the guys watch them. And this is who you listen to for information and boxing content. I knew they was all going to jump to the bait, because that's what rats do. A rat will come for the cheese. And I'm not saying that they're rats, because this is all boxing content. But I'm just saying, when you lay out a trap for cheese, the rats will come. Right? Y'all following that? Like I said, I just want to clarify that. I'm not calling these guys rats, because what we are doing is content. We are not doing nothing illegal, right? So, because I know a lot of y'all, my audience is growing, and I don't want these people, because I'm going to speak on some other things, and I'm going to clear that up too. Because Hassan Campbell, you're being sued, right? I'm going to get to that. That's what the real topic is going to be. You're being sued by Kenneth McGriff, right? You said the police came to your door. If it was, it might have been a processor, because I don't think you can go to jail for defamation of character. Right? You're being sued. We're going to clear that up. And shout out to Harlem Legend TV. Great video. I watched your video. I'll probably use some of your content. Right? But you're being sued. You're not, if you lose this $10 million lawsuit, you won't be going to jail. You'll be $10 million in the hole. Right? That's about it. You won't go to jail, though. This is not a criminal case being brought up against you. And I think your audience, especially, no disrespect, a lot of those people over there are very Jerry Springer-ish, Maury Povich. So they're not that, sprite. They're, oh yeah, Supreme ratted on him. No, he did not. And shout out to Harlem Legend TV, did a great job of breaking that down. Basically, what Supreme did is what I always talk about, is when you have a brand, a business, a trademark or something, and somebody is slandering you, like some of these weirdo YouTuber boxing guys, that's what they did about me. They would talk about me behind my back to people. Meanwhile, all the stuff that they were saying about me was really them. Right? Really them. That's slander. Right? But see, a lot of these guys that was doing that to me, the reason why they did it was because I allowed the people who I should have sued. I should have been like, yo, but God told me not to do it. God told me what's gonna happen is what's happening now. They're gonna have to make that right, or nothing good is coming their way. And we see a lot of that going on right now. But when people put defamation and slander out there, just like I'm gonna use this. Remember when I was going out Earl Spence hard? I was saying how he was a drunk, he was all of these things, right? What came out? He did have some of these ailments, but if I was lying, he could have easily pushed the cease and desist on me, and I would have had to shut up. But they never did that. You know why? Because my truths were the truth. We're seeing that right now with Charlo. Right, but what they did was they slandered my brand, and it's some guys. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm growing in life, but when I do see you, we gonna get to some understanding. Because a lot of you guys, when I was Jackal Fitness, you talked stupid on me. I'm still recovering, but I'm all right. God got me. But I had $1 million brand with Jackal Fitness, and a lot of you guys was running around closing opportunities on me because you were speaking on my name and my brand and my business, and you did not know me. So I'm still, like I said, I go to the gym. I get a lot of that out at the gym. But if I do come across some of you, we're going to get to the understanding. Just know that. Trust and believe that. But how is the content looking, man? But as you can see, a lot of people are talking about Charlo. They're late to the party. I told you, Johnny come lately. That's what they do. That is what they do, man. But Charlo has changed his tune when it came to Crawford, man. And man, that's why I made sure I put in. And shout out to Two-Tone. Two-Tone, you was on the first. I'll give you your flowers. See, I'm not like these guys. I give people their flowers. These guys always want to be the first. You know what I call a lot of these content creators? Christopher Columbus. Remember me and Coach Dennis was talking about that the other day in the gym? These guys are Christopher Columbus. They always want to discover something. They want to be the first. They want to be the first. You're the first at what? This is content making, right? Anybody can be a content creator, but see, everybody can, because a lot of guys that sit around streaming and gossiping, talking about his content. No, that's not content. How's my microphone look? Let me move it over. Got the microphone now. How we looking, man? Humble beginnings, man. Humble beginnings. Look at me now, man. I got the big conference room. Hold on, let me get up. I'm gonna get up. You guys over here can see the behind the scenes. Look, I got the big. Remember, I told you I do consulting. Look, now the behind the scenes, they can see this. You guys over here can't see it, but I'll let y'all see it. I'll take down my what's in it. See, I have the board right here, because I do. Remember, yeah, I'll take it down. Y'all see the board real quick, and then I'll put it back up. But remember when I was telling y'all about the board, right? Because I do see the board right here. I do breakdowns for y'all, man, especially in boxing. I used to do the media seminars. Now I do management seminars as well. Management and consulting seminars, man. But holla at me, man. Serious inquiries only, though. But I don't think a lot of you YouTubers can afford my services, especially the ones that slandered. If you was a slanderer, a known slanderer of the source experience, you definitely can't afford my services, because you gotta pay the tax fee. You gotta pay your tax fee, man. You really tried to shut me down. So we got to get to that understanding. But Charlo really has changed his tune. I like what Ness said as far as that fight. You got to fight Boots or somebody. The fight Crawford, nobody's going to buy it. Look, hold on. Let me put the board right here. Let's go. Look, since I got the board over here, I'll play around with the board a little bit. Look. These are some of your options, right? Look. Crawford is up here, man. We're going to just put Craw, right? For right here. Crawford is the biggest catch for you, right? That's the biggest catch for you is Crawford. But you, look, I said 3 years. I was being funny, right? You've been going for 2 years, right here. We'll put 2 right here. All right, I'll put the 2 here so y'all can see it. 2 years. You have been missing in action, MIA, right? MIA for 2 years. Crawford, in that time, has taken out your partner, your former stablemate, Earl Spence, right? Check. He has also captured a belt in 154. Check. Then, maybe about a month ago, not too long ago, he became undisputed once again, taking down Canelo Alvarez, which is the big look. I'm just multi-checking right there, right? So now Crawford, and shout out to Cousin Bud, man. Seeing him out there in Arizona at the Green Bay Packers game. Big time Green Bay Packer fan. Big time. He's living his best life. So Crawford is right here right now. You, on the other hand, you was down for 2 years. You caught a charge, right? For the street guys so they can relate. He caught a charge. He had to sit out. He was down for 2 years. This man was in the world, conquering the world, right? Now, we're not going to take nothing away from him. Prior to the 2 years, he was the reigning king of a division. But he left. He was gone for 2 years, right? In that time, you have Boots Ennis, right? Who was in that division that you was at. You was talking about Boots. You have all these guys in that division. And I like what the boxing voice said, and that's why I'm going to reiterate this. You got to knock off some of these guys now. No disrespect. You just can't come back and get shot up here, right? And look, I'm not putting you down here, but you got to knock off some of these guys, because these guys right here, Boots, Virgil, Majnumov, Brockelon, right? All of these guys are right here at your gate. Right? Look, I didn't even disrespect you. You're still a king. But these guys are at your gate. It's the Game of Thrones. They're at your gate. You got to knock off one of them. You can't go to the House of Crawford / House of Jones because he's all the way up here. Crawford is the king of the north. Look, he has all of that up here, right? Look, I'm breaking it down for y'all at the board. This is what I do, right? He has all of this up here, right? King of the north. You was once the king, but like I said, you got low for 2 years. I said 3 years because I'm being funny. I'm a comedian too. But you did a 2-year bid. You caught a gun charge. Then you got into some scuffles inside in the who scale. So they added on to your time. So you did 2 years. And in that 2 years, Crawford whooped on your stablemate, captured the belt in your former division of 154, and then took out the biggest. He's the king, Canelo. Now you just came home, or you came outside, came out of the bushes. You've been hanging out. Look, you've been hanging out at the bar. Look, this ain't the drink though. You've been hanging out the bars, getting drunk. And like drunks do, you're talking about the good old days, right? Yo, man, I was the man. Yo, I was the man, right? But meanwhile, you was, but you're no longer. You have these guys down here, Boots, Virgil, Backnor. These guys are right here. They're like, yo, we'll knock your block off. But you talking about, yo, I deserve a Crawford fight. It's the fight of the era. How? When you had the opportunity to have the fight of the era with Canelo Alvarez, right? And you was what? He's a runner. He's a track star. He's going to get low when it gets hard. He's a runner. He's a track star. You ran. But we seen Bud get in there, not only run, Bud ran into the fire. Not only did he run into the fire, Bud became Maximus. Remember Gladiator? Remember Maximus? Spaniard, 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 Spaniard. Boom, 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 boom. Look, what more can I say? Right, we seen Bud get in there. He was breaking it down, right? You know, Bud got the moves, man. Yo, Bud hit him with the Matrix. He hit him with the Matrix, baby, right? Took over. You was in the bushes watching. You was like, damn, you said it, you said yourself. Oh, I wasn't my right self at that certain way other guys could do it. You was talking about Bud. So now that Bud is the man, right here, House Crawford, your house Charlo, your house is like, it's still a major house, right? But it's not like House Crawford, right? But you got House Boots, you got all these guys ready to storm your gate. You got to take care of them, or at least one of them, so people could be like, nah, yo, Charlo's back, like Marlo. Yo, Avon is back, right? You not back. You gotta get with Marlo Stanfield, right? You gotta get with one of these guys. Yo, Trey, what's going on, man? You gotta get with one of these guys down here, man. Hopefully y'all are catching the source, man. See, I could bring the board out, you know. Hopefully y'all caught that, man. Didn't I tell y'all Charlo was going to be the hot topic, man? He was going to be the hot topic, man. Charlo is the hot topic right now in these YouTube streets. Everybody's talking about him. But I just think right now, realistically, your best bet, and now this is Shanewz Boxing, media marketing, management advisor. Yo, fight your former stablemate. Fight Earl Spence. You guys can sell it. You can get a lot of money in Texas. It could be the battle of, the Temptations, the drunks, the former stablemates. There's a lot there. Earl used to whoop your ass at R&R Gym. When you guys were coming up, you kind of threw his name in there. You said you didn't knock him out. You guys had a little bit of messiness, right? You guys could probably make a lot of money in Texas together. And then, listen, just then, if you knock off Earl Spence, now you might be able to wiggle your way into a Crawford fight, because now both of you guys have knocked off Earl Spence. That's what I would do, because, and then if you guys could probably even run a play, you guys could probably run a play, That's your best bet, because I talk to my guy, man. Boots Ennis will beat the shit out of you right now, man. And then you know what the excuse would be? Oh, man, he's been out the ring for 2 years. He's been out the ring. then that'll fuck your bag up. But if you and Earl fight, two guys who've been in the bushes, who probably been in the saloons getting drunk and high, allegedly, right? You could possibly then get a Crawford fight. But I don't see you getting a Crawford fight. You're not worth it. Realistically. Who wants to see you fight Crawford right now? Nobody. You respectfully, you're stinking. Like my grandmother would say. Rest in peace to my granny, my nana, my mima. You're sour. Crawford, I erased it, but Crawford is golden. He's honorable right now, man. Crawford is clean. Look, he's popping it right now. You're dusty. Shout out to Gumbo. You're looking for the garage. You're trying to get an oil change. You need a tune-up. You need some spark plugs, right? Respectfully, right? How's the content looking though, man? Shout out to the back behind the scenes, man. What's a good name for a boat, man? He said the packet back out. The packs back out. Yes, that was Marlo. Marlo was my guy, man. Marlo was my guy, man. They used to call me Marlo Bud. I should have brought that up to my man Eddie. They called me Marlo Bud, man, because Marlo turned up, man. Marlo was black, aka black, right? Marlo was a killer. He's the only one that went to war and won against the Stanfields, right? Because Avon was the general. Avon got busy, but Marlo got busy too. Little wire talk, man. Little wire talk. But yeah, everybody's talking about Charlo right now, as you can see, man. And rightfully so, they should. He's good content. He was at the bar getting drunk. He was very emotional, right? But yeah, fight Boots, man. I think Boots will stop you, though, man. I think Boots will stop you right now. Yeah, see, if you were smart, right? Look, and I could probably set this up for you. What you would need to do is, right, if you take a fight with one of these guys, hit me up. I could get Trey Williams to get in camp with you. Now, Trey might fuck you up too. I'm just being honest. But we'll keep that in-house. I can get Trey Williams to come. He's a young, hungry fighter. He might beat you up. You know what happens in the gym stays in the gym. We'll keep that under wraps. You need to bring in guys like that. I remember when we was down there, my nephew was looking for you. Jahad Tucker. We was looking for you. We was in Houston. But we couldn't find you. We couldn't find you. We was in Houston. We was looking for you, man. Shout out to Ronnie Shields, man. He was somewhere else, but it is what it is. You're gonna need to get some of these young boys to get you right. Now, why do you think Crawford is so deadly? Crawford, and shout out to my man Rocket. We always talk about this, and I used to be like, yeah, you know why Crawford is so sharp and nice? He stays around the young boys. They keep him sharp. Man. See, these old niggas, respectfully, because I'm an old nigga, I'm 46. But you see me, I stay in the gym with the youngins. But I stay out the way, but they give me their energy. I'm Master Yoda, right? I stay around the youngins, man. The youngins will keep you young and sharp. See, a lot of these old niggas, they sit around drinking. This ain't alcohol, though. They sit around drinking, talking about what ifs. What if I did this? What if I did? Nigga, you ain't do a motherfucking thing. But what you're doing now, just sitting around, always talking about, in my day and this day, and I was over here, and then, if I would have never did this, I ain't fucking that nigga. Like, man, shut that shit up, man. Adrian Broner voice, man, shut that soft shit up, man. Nobody want to hear that shit, man. Respectfully, nobody, right? But yeah, I could get you Trey. I can get you Jihad. See, I can even get you Troy Isley. I can get you some young boys. They might fuck you up. No, I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Young boys will get on your helmet, but it's only gonna help you in the long run. It's only gonna help you. And then maybe you might be ready to step. But if you don't get in there with no young boys and dance and get your steps right, you'll be a track star again, man. You'll be a track star. But hey, what do I know? How's the content looking, y'all? How's the content looking? I'll get the board out of the way. Look. But I be having the board. Look, you see, I do my thing in here, man. Look, got a lot of room in here, man. It's a lot of room in here, man. We stepped it up, man. Not bad, right? Not bad. But listen, I want to switch gears a little bit now. I want to talk about this whole lawsuit. That's what it is, man. Hassan Campbell Poppy from the Bronx. That's his name, Poppy. Hassan. Hassan is one of the big YouTubers. I ain't gonna front on him, but you know, you got to be careful with this. When you come on YouTube and you talk about people, right? And you're talking about, you know, people's business and stuff. You got to be careful because you can get hit with what he got hit with: defamation of character and slander, right? So I'm just gonna do a little back check on this, right? Remember about a couple of months ago, Supreme Jr., Kenneth McGriff's son, he was on the internet. He's another guy on the internet, does this thing. He was in some sort of a dispute, and his father, Supreme Team leader, kind of denounced him, right? On the internet. He was like, yo, I did not co-sign this, yada, yada, yada. So Hassan Campbell, one, the bigger YouTubers, bloggers, guys like that, one-on-one, like he does, right? He's very entertaining. I'm not going to take that from Hassan. He's very entertaining. He got on his platform and got very emotional, said, I hope you rot and die in jail. He was, Hassan, man, if you watch him, he said, I hope you die in jail, old nigga, and all of this, right? He said he made some, I'm gonna say alleged allegations, right, about Preem trying to kill his baby moms and all type of shit, right? Now, look, this is why he's where he's at now with this, right? Because when you put out information on people, right? When you put out information on people, right? Like this, right? Slander, defamation of character. You got to be careful, man. Right? You definitely got to be careful, especially if you don't have receipts or facts, right? Because now you will be in the predicament that he's in now. You will be served papers. You will be processed papers. And that's what happened. He got processed some papers, but he tried to twist it and say Supreme, yo, dog, you're not gonna go to jail. You're bugging. He didn't say, yo, this nigga Hassan Campbell's moving bricks. No, he said you're slandering of his character, name, likeness, image, caused him opportunities with people. That's what he's basically saying. Because you jumped on your platform and you made all these allegations, like he said. And one of the strong things is, right, what you said about him, right? And this is what a lot of people that sit around and talk about people, you got to be mindful of this, right? That's why I brought up what I said about Earl Spence. And now you see with Charlo, I said all the times when I was telling my truths on them, why did they never, bring me up on defamation? Because it was true, right? Look, fast forward, Earl Spence caught a DUI, almost lost his life. Through the graces of God, he survived, right? Caught a DUI though. Remember, I said, yo, the man has a drinking problem. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You a hater. You just ended up catching the DUI, right? Charlo, a lot of same things, right? I talked about these guys, right? Right? As a journalist, right? See, when you talk about people, make sure you have receipts. Because when you are just coming from a point of hate, because that's what they try to say about me, and look how it turned around. Bigger than ever, right? But when you are slandering somebody, like I said, the stuff that Hassan said about Kenneth Supreme McGriff, these were strong allegations, but there were no charges on this. Now, it's one thing if he was charged. Then it's like, yo, Supreme, you got charged with that, bro. He's not saying nothing that's not out there, right? He's, you might have beat the charges and all that, but that's all public record. He's just saying what's out there. But he brought up some shit that apparently nobody ever heard of, At least he wasn't charged with it. This man is sitting up for the rest of his life. And some of the stuff that, Hassan Campbell was saying, it should have been some paperwork on some of this stuff if he alleged did some of these things. So I get where he's coming from with the defamation of character lawsuits. And it's official. I'm going to play the Harlem Legend content. But Hassan Campbell, $10 million is a lot of money. I don't think Hassan gets to the bag, but I don't think he got 10 M's, man. I don't think he got 10 M's, man. I know he does it right as a YouTuber, but I see why he's bugging right now, right? A motherfucker slap you with a $10 million lawsuit. Yo, that's real shaky, man. That's shaky. Well, let's play a little bit of the Harlem Legend content real quick, man. 10 M's, man. That's a lot of money, man. 10 M's. 10 M's, y'all. Now I'm going to stop and go, because like I said, this isn't my content. This is the paperwork party.
We met in high school. And our daughter is 10 weeks old, very fresh. We had this big...
Yes, he signed these papers. So I'm telling y'all, this is very, very real.
Let's stop right there. Look, this is the paperwork right here. Now, what I'm going to do is, like I said, this isn't my content. So what I'll do, you know what I always do. Let me copy this. I'm going to put the link in the chat, right? I'm going to put the link in the chat. All right? I'm going to get off this screen so I can blow it up for y'all. All right? I'm going to put the link. So as you can see, the Supreme Court of the state of New York, County of Westchester, this is a motion now. County Supreme Court versus Hassan Campbell, right? This is the defamation of character. Now, this is like a civil. This is not a criminal. Let's be clear on that. Because Hassan Campbell was trying to twist it like, yeah, you brought the police to my crib. This is civil, man. You're not going to go to jail for this. Look, bring it back over here. This is what the complaint is. And shout out to EO, Harlem Legend TV. He got in contact. See, he's doing real journalistic work. He got in contact with the actual lawyer. Because now, remember a couple weeks ago with Dave Dash and Cam? I know I was guilty of that. But me, sometimes I like to be messy. Right? I like to be messy. But remember when Dave alleged had a $300 million lawsuit and people was just running on the internet with it? Nobody did their background checks on it. Right? But this guy did his checks. He called the lawyer. He talked to the lawyer. That is why if you look, he has some of the paperwork with names and different things blurted out, as he should. Smart. As you can see right here, different things is out, right? But man, Hassan Campbell, 10 M's. Now, I don't think, there's something to get done about this, but he was stressing. He was, Poppy from the Bronx, from the BX. He was stressing. And shout out to Hassan. Hassan Campbell, right, has some of the funniest content to me, right? I think I did a video on that. I should have been on that way back then. Remember when he had the breakdown, when he went back to his old projects and niggas clapped him? That shit was funny as hell, respectfully. He survived, but it was like, remember, he was in the courtyards in the projects, right? He was drunk, right? Yeah, he was drunk. Yeah, they was throwing bottles at him from the building, right? Y'all remember that? I might play some of that, man, because he survived it. He survived, man. But they was shooting at him, man. But he was in the projects. He was having a mental breakdown, right? And they was throwing bottles at him from the buildings. They was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Boom, they was throwing bottles at him. He was on live. Like, it was early in the morning. It wasn't even midday. And then niggas came and they clapped him. He got clapped, but he survived. He survived, but that shit was on the live. And I remember a lot of people saying that shit was fake. And I was like, nah, I don't think that shit was fake, man. They was like, yo, he staged that shit. I was like, nah. I was like, if you watch, right, they probably got that shit taken down. But we'll look it up in a second. Because when you watch it, you can see how he was looking like, oh, niggas is creeping on me. Like, yeah, I'm laughing, but I'm not laughing. But you get it, right? He's looking like, oh, these niggas got the drop on me. He should have had his Rambo on him, man. And it would have been a shootout, man. You know, it would have been a shootout, man. Hassan Campbell allegedly do be packing, or he be with guys that be packing. But unfortunately, that day he was out there naked, and they caught him. They caught him. But he needs to just do what he been doing. Like, see, with the Preem situation, I think he might get around this, but he's jammed up though, man. He's jammed up, man. But defamation of character is real, so pay attention to that, man. A lot of you guys, when you be out here slandering people that have legit brands and businesses, be mindful of that. This is what they could do. I was talking to one of my manager friends, right? Now I ain't gonna disclose who it was. He's funny as hell. We was talking, and he represents a couple fighters, and somebody was doing something, and right, I was like, yo, man, I was like, not for nothing, right? I was like, yo, you know, you can sue them, man, right? I was like, because I was like, they trying to sell shit and do shit, right? I was like, yo, you and this fighter's in a contract together, right? I was like, technically, they gotta go through you with certain shit, man. I was like, he was like, yeah, man, but they don't got no fucking money. I was like, exactly. But at the end of the day, when people are in contracts with people, now I'm not Beetlejuice, but thank you. Olga Hernandez, right? When you have contracts and paperwork, you're really legit with it. Cause see, a lot of YouTubers, they're not legit. They're just messy. A lot of them sit around. They just want to gossip. They don't got nothing going on. It's just like, you know, in the hood, right? The barbershops, the hangout spot. All people really doing is just sitting around gossiping. Oh shit, yo, such and such got a new car. Yo, he's sleeping with her. They sleeping with, you know, all that, right? Now the internet is where all that happens at. And a lot of the people that never grew out of that, they are on the internet. And how the internet is set up with StreamYard and all these different social media things. You could be wherever you at in the world and share a link. Now everybody's just hitting the link, gossiping. And this is what happened. And this is why Supreme used that, because, like I said, Hassan Campbell does have a large voice on YouTube. He, like what I always say about the boxing guys, he's not a fraud. When it like a lot of the boxing guys are frauds. They don't have the audiences that they think they have. Well, Hassan Campbell does have an audience of listeners that are actually checking for him. That is why Supreme was able to do what he is doing. And it has a little bit of what we call motion. Because Hassan Campbell, and you know, you got to be mindful of this, Hassan. You speak about this, how your viewership, your listeners. So you kind of set yourself up for this, man. You did, right? As an influencer, as somebody who has a voice. So look, matter of fact, let me put the link up, because I don't want to play all this brother's content, but I'm gonna put the link in the description real quick, because I want y'all to watch it. He did a phenomenal phenomenal video on this, right? And I want you, you know how I do. I want you to support the actual channel and watch his content, man. I want you to watch his content. And when you watch the content, I'm gonna put it in both. I'm gonna put it over here first, right? I'll put it over here. Put it in the comment section, right? Put it in the comment section. I'm gonna put it over here so y'all can tap in with it, right? And then we'll go put it over here. Put it in the comment section. Yeah, that's how Charlo Bird be saying it. He'd be like, wave check. Oh, I like that too. That's a good one. That's a good name for a boat. Anybody else want to, have a good name for a boat, right? And I'm going to put it over here. Then I'm going to play a little bit of the, what's the name? The audio, the actual video. You see how I be killing the game now, right? Look, we run multiple streams. Multiple streams over here, man. All right? So we run multiple streams, but y'all can listen to the actual audio and support this video, Harlem Legend TV. This is the actual video. This is the actual video, right? Oh man, it's 4:30. Look, time is flying, man. I gotta go get my daughter from school in a half an hour. All right, so now I'm gonna go back over here, the Harlem Legend TV, and I'm gonna play the video now. I still got a half hour, so we be good. No rush. How's the content looking though, yeah? Matter of fact, before I play that, I wanna since I was on my page, look. The merchandise is available too, y'all. Get with me. Look at this fire right here. Because YouTube is not gonna look no views. See, that's what YouTube does. Bullshit. Look, anything when you endorse or promote yourself, they're not gonna push your
wins
product.
with quality merchandise.
Man, y'all see it, man.
Customize.
Florida Gators. Yes. Mambo. Sauce. Zip up hoodie for my brother. Headed out the door, man. This is what we do over here. Shanewz. Motion merchandise, man. You do have options. How is the content looking now?
Remember, I did the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Independent,
Gators right
out
there.
the mud, piece by piece. This is the brand we are building. So forgive me when I celebrate my wins, especially if you never even attempted to enter your own race. So why would you feel some type of way about me celebrating the race that I'm winning? The news by Shanewz, media marketing management. Yes, merchandise. You do have options. Look at this. Look at the quality on this, though, man. Good quality. Patches up, though. Look, double patches for me. We keeping it real nice. Double patches. Out the door.
Building a brand piece by piece. Celebrating wins with quality merchandise.
That's fire right
Yeah,
there,
you
yeah.
see, I've been rocking my jacket.
That's fire. But let's get back to Harlem Legend TV now. I just had, I had to promote that because YouTube, nasty work. It is. You just got to call it what it is, man. YouTube will not, I'm telling you, like, when you promote whatever you got going on that's legit, they keep that underneath the algorithm. They will keep that underneath the algorithm right back over here. Here it is. All right, we'll play a little bit of this now. This is the paperwork is official, y'all. Look.
Let me see here. Jeopardy, the plane. Okay, so I need y'all to look at the very top. The very top of this, right? It says, this is another thing it says Hassan did. Jeopardy to plaintiff's safety while incarcerated, particularly given the allegations of crimes against women and children can trigger retaliation and prison violation, unwritten prison code. You heard?
Yeah, now see that right there, I'm gonna break that down. That was big. He's basically saying that the slander and defamation of character put in his safety, right? It jeopardized his safety in the feds, right? Now, if you know about anything about prison politics, now some of you guys should cover this. You prison guys, right? You guys that know this, you street niggas, right? And the feds, you know, they live by a different code, right? So basically what he's saying that because Hassan Campbell made some strong allegations about him wanting to commit crimes against women and children and all that. Now that is jeopardizing. Yeah, it is crazy, T. That is jeopardizing the safety in jail. Because now with this being put out there that, you know, he wanted to commit crimes against a woman, a pregnant woman, all this other, you know, alleged stuff, they might do something to him in jail. They might do something to him in jail, man. Right? They might do something to him in jail. Right?
So he basically is saying, this is what he's basically saying. He fears for his life. Yeah, the ex-drug kingpin from Queens finest. He's basically saying he fears for his life because anybody can do anything they see this. I'm just being honest that you did something to women and children, and we know they don't play with women and children inside, you know.
Exactly, see? That's what I was saying. This is a good video. Watch this video. I don't want to, you know, this brother did a hell of a job breaking this down. See, this is the type of content I've been watching. This brother did a hell of a job. Watch the video, man. He's very well-versed and seasoned. I like what he does, right? And I'm just going to add this to it, right? Because people are going to be like, oh, nah, that's Supreme. That, you know, why would he fit? No, Supreme is playing the system. That's all that is. He's playing the system. But he is spot on, right? Because where he is at, right? You can ask some of your uncles or quote unquote your big homies, the street niggas, the guys who aren't pussy, right? Because one guy put defamation of character on me, said I'm a pussy. But I'll tell you what, you come to that boxing ring and get in the ring with me, and I'll show you how pussy I really am. Yo, T, am I pussy? Yo, T, you know me, right? Yo, T, if you're still in here, put it in the comment section. Am I pussy? Right? You grew up with me. You've been around me. T, am I pussy? Right? Yeah. So apparently, you know, and he's right. Prison politics, they don't play that when it comes to women and children. They don't play that. You know, they don't play that, man. So what Supreme is doing, he's playing the system, right? He's playing the system. But check out that video, man. Man, appreciate that, Trey. Look, that's a warrior right there. Now, salute. Coming from you, Trey, that is an honor. You heard? You are an active warrior, right? See, people don't understand, right? That's why I always say, I seen Antonio Tarver this past summer, one of my favorites. He knocked out Roy Jones, family, but we got it in from the Warrior Code, right? I'm Achilles, man. I respect gladiators and warriors, man. That's why I get the respect I get. People could never understand, like, yo, man, how is you getting all these interviews? Why? Because we speak the same language, man. He said they're gonna find out. That's all I'm saying. Exactly, T. Exactly, Trey. Right? Exactly, right? You know, I'm your Huckleberry, right? Yeah, I'm pussy. I'm your Huckleberry. You listen, but you can't get anybody that really ever got it in with me to say that. They will never say that. And if you say that around them, they might jump on you, right? Yo, T, if this guy, right, if any of those guys say that around a Jay Knight, a Nature, and Nature's Earl Spencer's uncle, by the way, right? You say that around those type of guys about me and see what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, slander my character around those type of guys, man. You know, try to throw that smut on my jacket around those type of guys, man. Right? And be like, oh yeah, he's pussy. Is this be ready to do something, man? Be ready to do something, man. Be ready to do something. Be ready to do something, right? But yo, Hassan Campbell's in some shit, man. That's why he was stressing, bro. But he needs to just chill because it's like, regardless, you're not gonna go to jail for this. But what it is doing is kind of jamming up your channel a little bit. And like I said, 10 M's is serious. Like I don't think you have 10 M's, but it's enough to warrant to it got your attention. It got your attention. Right? But then look, watch the video. Like I said, this dude did a hell of a job with the video. Look, technically, right? If Hassan Campbell had $3 million, they could have put this underneath the rug. It would have been what they call an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and it would have went away. But he would have had to pay $3 million. Right? See, look, you know how the source know a little something, right? It would have been an NDA. Supreme, his peoples, everybody would have had to sign an NDA, and nobody would have never knew about this, but he would have received $3 million. Let's watch the video. The video, Harlem Legend TV did a hell of a job. This is the, I'm gonna pin it. Watch the video for yourself, because like I said, I want you guys to watch this man's work. He did a good job of actually breaking this down. Breaking news. Breaking news, man. You know? But this is the Source Experience. I'm about to go get my daughter. I'll probably come back on later in the gym. I'll be at the gym tonight. Do some gym chronicles. Hopefully Joe Dini. Yeah, oil. Yeah, oil, right? Yeah, Harlem TV is good, right? You know who else I fuck? I'll be fucking with my man from Queens too. Yeah, look, I don't watch a lot of boxing shit no more. To me, the boxing shit's not entertaining. It's just not, man. The boxing shit been turning me off for years. But now that I'm on my shit with content and growing as a content character, I don't even fuck with these boxing niggas, man. These niggas is weirdos in real life, man. You know, you see them at events, you know, they talk crazy, and then the more they know that your hands really work, now I understand why a lot of the fighters don't fuck with y'all niggas, man. Like Gary Russell and them reposted me today. Shout out to Gary, right? Because I seen, look, matter of fact, look, I'll talk a little bit of boxing real quick, right? They got a fire video out, right? And I like the Russells. Tia tell you, the Russells are like family, right? Watch this video. I seen this video because remember, I covered them too. I covered them, right? Yeah, the boxing, right, Trey? The boxing community is nasty. It's too many jealous fans and calling themselves content makers. This shit is, I be taking a break from that shit, man. But look, this right here. Shout out to Lenny Cook. Y'all remember Lenny Cook? That's him and Hell Rell. Good to see Hell Rell back on his feet. Remember, Hell Rell got beat up. Remember, he got beat up, man. Glad to see he's back on his feet, man. Yes, T, look, they reposted me. They reposted me. Gary reposted me. Cause I see they got some fire content out, right? Let's go over here. Look. Gary reposted me. I seen they got some content out, right? And I was like, yo, I seen the content, And I was like, oh, that's fire. I like the OG right here. He's hilarious. But here it is right here. Look at this video. This is a 5 video. It got music on it, so I ain't gonna play the.
Being a world champion defines the true definition of fortitude.
I ain't gonna play the music. But you know, Polo got the fight coming up on a Jake Paul card. There goes Antonio, right? And I was like, man, this video was fire. Fire. I had to repost this. This is a good visual video right here, man. All right. Yeah, let me stop it, right? Yeah. That's my fams right there, right? That's my fam, right? He said, yeah, they washed. Yeah, they did right out here on Long Island. He thought shit was sweet, man. He got washed right out here in Nassau, man. Right out here in the island. Yeah, they be sleeping on Long Island, like Long Island is soft. Far from it. He found out, right? Yo, the Russell brothers, they be getting down in New Balances and Jordans. They official, man. All the brothers can fight, man. Yo, my man T, you got some of the fire's content, man, right? I played it maybe a couple months ago when you had the honor of ungloving Gary Russell, man. You ungloved him. A world champion, brother. Man, that is an honor, man. I don't even have that honor. But like I said, when Marley, Jihad, and Amani, and all these guys become world champions, I could say that. I could be like, yo, I gloved those guys up. You feel me? You had that, T. So if you ever want to talk some shit to people, you can front on them, T. You have that honor. You took that man's gloves off. He told you to unglove him. I was right there. I made sure I recorded that for you. Because I was like, man, that's a high honor in the game, man. See, if you a real boxing dude, you know these things, right? A world champion fighter asks you to unguard, you know, these are his guns right here. He was like, yo, pull it off. He told you to unguard him. Like, he took his guns out of his holsters. You was there, T. That was I captured that for you, man. That was fire. I remember that, man. Yo, T, if I was like these bum ass, hating ass niggas, I would have been mad. Right? Yeah, I would have been mad. Yeah, like how some of these niggas was mad when I was used to be around Earl Spence and all these fighters, they was mad, right? A hater's always mad and jealous about things that you do. Yeah, there go Polo right there. Look at Polo, man. My shits ain't that quick no more, but I used to get down like that, man. You see the style right there? Tight high, real nice and sharp, man. That man is one of the elite world champion fighters at 140, man. Right? One of the elite world champion fighters at 140. You know what's crazy too, right? They don't really say his name a lot. Yo, why nobody says his name? Yeah, why nobody rushing to fight him, man? He has a belt. Yeah, he has a belt, man. Yeah, why nobody wants to fight Polo, man? Right? Yo, nobody wants to fight him. All right? I see, look, they called out Richard Hitchens. Yeah, they called out Richard Hitchens, man. Yeah, you know what hurt me, man? And I was trying to dead the beef. Cause I fuck with Crawford, I fuck with the Russells. They got a real beef, man. Yo, Gary and Bud don't like each other, man. And that's a fighter shit, man. Like it goes back. If you know the story, it goes back to the amateur days. Bud feels like Gary sucker punched him. And they never got to understand it back for that. So that's a real beef. I was really trying to mend that, man, but those guys are two different warriors. They're gonna always have that. They're gonna have that. But they have a real issue because he feels like Gary sucker punched him way back in the day in the amateurs. If you know the story, see, look, I know about a lot of boxing shit, man. But I know I tried to mend that. Like, nah, man. But certain things that won't be. you know. But shout out to the Russell brothers, man. Real dudes, man. I miss Big Gary, man. Yo, T, remember we was in there at Gleason's and I told you, I was like, yo, it's about to go down. And so, yo, rest in peace to Uncle Gary, man. Your Uncle Gary used to just be in the cut, man. That's where I get a lot of my coaching style from. I don't got to be on the forefront. All my guys need to just hear my voice. Like Marley, Jahaz, Amani, they just need to hear my voice. That's what I always tell Joe. I'm like, yo, I don't got to be in the way. I just be in the cut. If my guys hear my voice, just like my Uncle Gary. Yo, remember Uncle Gary, T? You was in there. Uncle Gary was in the cut. And nigga said, all right, now, stop bullshit. Turn it up, right? Yeah, he said, stop bullshit. Turn it up. What happened? Right? That's all you heard in the Gleason. It sounded like niggas ran up in there with AK-47s, man. It sounded like a gun battle was going off, man. It sounded like two rival crews was having a gun battle up in there, man. I swear it did, man. Those were the good old days of covering boxing, man. We was frontline media. But I always remember that. Yes, that machine gun funk. I always remember that. Uncle Gary was in the cut, man. That's how he used to do. He used to be in the cut. That's what all the real coaches do. I watched my cousin Buddy McGirt work like that. That's how real teachers work. They just be in the cut watching. They be in the cut watching. This is how I do with the kids now in the gym. I be in the cut. I be watching Malachi and all the guys, and I be like, all right, turn it up now. See, Joe Dini be getting mad because he knows they be responding to me. When I be telling Amani, I'll be like, yo, dig, man, let me see the moves. Let me see the moves, man. Right? He said, the waking, shaking. I like that too. That's a good name for a boat. That's a good name. Thank you. Thank you. You know, thank you. I had the boat question. So if you guys are over here, don't know what I'm doing, I put a question up on the Behind the Swords views for a good name for a boat. And some of the people are still coming through responding to that, man. But this video right here was fire, man. It got music on it, so I'm not playing the music. But I was like, man, Enigma Boxing Gym. You get some good work out of there, man. If you are in the Capitol Heights, Maryland area, and you're looking for some good quality work, you go to that gym right there, you're going to get it. You might get your ass whooped. Yeah, you heard what I said, though. If you're looking for some good work, you might get your ass whooped, but that's what good work comes with, man. Good work comes with, a couple bumps and bruises, man. But, man, this was a fire video, man. Great quality, man. Great quality. Man, shout out to the Russell brothers. The Mambo sauce. The Mambo sauce, man. That is the fighting Russell brothers, man. They get a lot of respect all over the world, too. You know? A real gladiator tribe of brothers, man. You know, so salute to those guys, man. He said Cayman Cedar. All right. That's another good name for a boat. Thank you, good brother. Thank you. You know, hopefully y'all enjoyed the sauce today. Look, I talked a lot of boxing. More boxing than Hassan Campbell and the other stuff. But I just felt like I didn't need to talk too much. Like I set it off with the Charlo shit. I set it off, man. And I told you the Monday morning quarterbacks and the Johnny come latelys, they was going to jump on the wave. That's what they do. They jump on waves. They don't make the waves, they jump on them. Right? We make our own waves over here, man. I got one on right now. Look, this is fire. You know, the zip-up hoodies are available, $2.25. They're nice. They're just like this right here. Look, this is Reebok. I should have worn my shit. This is a Reebok one, but mine is just like this. Mine is better quality. Only thing the Reebok got on me is the name. But my zip up hoodies is just like this. Just like this. Zip up quality hoodies. I shipped one out today. Nice. Florida Gators. It's a one-on-one. It was customized. Right? Customized. One-on-one. Because this guy that got it, he's an official Team Shanewz member. And I felt like I owed him that. I said, you know what? Normally, I put my number on it, like 420, right? With my name, but I put his name on it. I asked him what's your number? It's his customized number and his name. And my guy got it right this time. I did one for CW, and my guy messed it up. There's only 2 jerseys. Well, CW got a jersey, and this is a zip-up hoodie. There's only 2 like that. All the rest of them have my actual number and name, right? CWs and this guy's, they got customized one-on-one. And like I told them, nobody in the world, this is my thing for y'all, because I feel like y'all were day one supporters and y'all seeing my vision. Nobody will never, ever have those unless you sell it. Unless you sell it, you're going to sell it, because I will never make another one of those, because that is my appreciation to you as a true supporter of the vision and the brand. You have a one-on-one. That's what I call those. A one-on-one, right? A one-on-one. And just like these right here. These right here, there's 3. There's 3 of these varsity jackets, but you can't get it. You can't get one of these. You can get. I'll make another one, but not this style. There's only 3 of these out here, right here. These are the CEOs. I call these right here. Look, this is the CEO right here, man. Look, you only gonna see 3 people with these right here. Look, right? It's that Pele type ish, man. It's only 3 of these. It's only 3, but we do make these too, man. Varsity jackets, and I'll customize it for you. But I know some of y'all was inbox, but you can't get this one, because when I put them out last year, this is over a year old. These are over a year. You didn't jump on the wave. Only 2 other people jumped on it, and they got them. And I was like, you know what? I'm not making this particular style. This is discontinued now. But I can, hook it up. But just not this one. People like, yo, nah. And in order to get this one, like they say, there's prices on everything. But the price for one of these, I don't think you can afford. That's all I'm saying right now. Right? I'm on rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I'm on my Nipsey Hussle. You got to damn near pay life-changing money for one of these, because I have a life-changing brand, and that is why I go the way I do when it comes to my brand and lying and defamation of character. But hopefully y'all enjoyed the sauce. I'm going to get out of here and go get Coach Reem. I'll be in the gym in a little bit. We'll give you some of that good quality gym content tonight. Monday Night Football. Who's playing tonight, y'all? Appreciate the likes over there, man. Run the likes up on both sides. Who's playing tonight, by the way, man? Who's playing? Let me just show y'all, man, behind the source views, right? Before I wrap it up, man. This is my setup, man. Right? You see, you over here. I had the board, right? Nice big room, man. Big room over here, man. Big things are going on, right? Big things are going on, right? Big things are going on, right? Humble beginnings, man. Humble beginnings, man. All right? But this is the Source Experience. The news by Shanewz, man. You do have options. I holla. Not bad, right? These dudes told me I look like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, man. More like Beetle CEO, man. More like Beetle CEO, man. But shout out to everybody that came through. Trey Williams is back in a couple of weeks, man. Because today is the 20th of October. He's fighting in November. Pro debut. Shout out to Trey. And Charlo, listen. If you are serious, I have a lot of young dogs that I can line you up with, man. Get you that top quality work, man. You know, have your peoples hit my peoples. We all know each other. It's the industry. And I'm a real industry guy. I just don't like to be lied on. I take that serious, man. Because one thing about me, like, and I always say this, you do not have to like me. Because at the end of the day, a lot of you don't like yourself. But all I ask is don't disrespect me. You can lie, right? But when you lie on me and then I come back at you with the facts, you got to eat that, man. You got to eat that, man. Especially if you sat around and you slandered me and you can't pull out a receipt of anything that you have actually done in life. But you put all of these slanders on my name and my brand and my business, and I could pull up all type of receipts of things that I have done, accomplished. Not only me, look, I just spoke about one of my childhood friends who, you know, I told. I wish he wasn't at work because I would send him the link and I would do a quick interview with him. NYT. I will put him on. I will put him on the live stream right now, and he will tell you when he was working at the Big H shopping center and I was working in my yard in Oakwood. I was like, yo, I'm making moves, man. I was like, yo, the Russell Brothers is coming. I was like, yo, I'm going to give you the heads up. You're going to take off of work. I'm going to take off of work. We're going to go to Brooklyn. We're going to cover these guys. It was me, him, my brother, had a whole crew. These are facts. This was the journey 6 years ago, man. We was moving and grooving. So that's why I take what I do serious, because there's guys that sit online and can't show you nothing that they have accomplished in life, let alone in boxing, but have the audacity to speak on people who have really got it out the mud. Got it out the mud, man. But this is the Source brand. The Source brand, yeah, Shanewz Boxing. Started out as Jackal Fitness. And by all means, people knew me from Jackal Fitness, world champions.
Yeah, shout out to Jackal, man. Jackal Fitness. They've been rocking for a long time, man.
Yes, baby.
They've been rocking for a long time.
Real media, baby.
Shout out to my uncle. That's my uncle in Texas, Pittsburgh in the building. And you know who that was? Tevin Farmer, Never Too Late. Heard what he said, been rocking for a long time. A long time, man. A long time, man. But this is the Source experience, man. And for all of y'all, right, that always ask why I'm not as big or I don't have as much notoriety as some of these other guys, this is why right here. Hopefully y'all catch this.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. How come you ain't shared it yet? That's what I don't understand.
Did y'all catch that? That's what I tell them. And shout out to everybody. Anybody can tell you this, right? One thing about me, because I know how that feels. Whenever somebody sends me something or tells me something, 9 times out of 10, I share it. Because sharing is free. And I always remember all of the work that I have ever put out. And I sit back, I have a list. I'm telling you, I'm really on my Kobe B. Bryant. I have a list of all the people that never shared my work, never liked my work. Or none. I take that personal, but not personal to the sense where I'd be like, yo, if I see you, I'm going to beat you up. I just take it personal, like, yo, you're not official. You're a fake fan. That's why I came up with the No Jealous Fan Zone. Because I'm like, yo, how can you sit around and talk about something? But and I use my daughter, right? I use my daughter and many other people, right? Because I have actual receipts of my work that people, for whatever reason, never liked it, right? They never liked some of my stuff. And I used to be like, damn, that's nasty work out here, right? And I said, I was like, you know, it's cool when they do it, right? Because I seen people not like the work, right? And I'll be like, damn, why you don't like the work? Because you know it's from me. But when you didn't know it was mine, and I sold, pictures and different things, right? Not only do I catch you liking it, you're leaving comments, right? But when you thought it was mine, not only did you not like it, you acted like you didn't know or notice it. So to me, that's weirdo tendencies, man. And I talk about that. Because like I said, my daughter, and shout out to Split T Management, she took some fire frames that Split T Management reposted at a fight in Madison Square Garden at the Hula Theater. And they was getting thousands of views and likes. And I was like, I was just looking at the people like, I said, yo, these guys are fake as fuck. Those are my pictures, me and my daughter's pictures. When I posted it on my page, y'all didn't even give it a like. But when it gets posted over here, you like and you comment it. So yeah, I have receipts on all of that, man. But hey, what do I know? Hopefully y'all enjoyed the content, right? Look, let's take it to the strip club. Big booty hoes.
This is the news by Shanewz. But hey, what do I know?
I was playing, man. I told you I was coming back to the city of Cowboy, Tulsa, Oklahoma, seek and destroy. You know the vibes. Yeehaw! Setting it up, coach. All right, let your heart go now. Let your heart go. Yo, Zaga, Slime Master.
Yo, man, shout out to Sauce Talk, man. We in books and shit now.
Oh, man, what's that feeling like, man? First press conference, you walking out, the people are noticing you, saying, yo, he's in that book. He's in that book, man. What's that feeling like, man?
You know, it feels good, man. You know, I just really want to get it going for this fight, man. Get it out the way, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. But, yo, just describe that first press conference, 2 days out. You was on the main stage, Q&A. What was that like, man?
It was fire, it was real fire. Shout out Top Rank, shout out Bob Barron, man. Shout out Sauce Talk, shout out Jay Prince, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And we here, and we gonna keep going. We gonna keep being here. We gonna keep going up.
Yeah.
No cap.
That's a fact, man.
No cap. And we still slamming, man.
Yeah, man.
Still walking down, man. We here.
Man. Prudential Center. You see where it's at? Downtown Newark. Shakur. Nice. 1, 2. Bring her back to the castle. Back to the castle. Yep. Move around. Yep. 1, 2. Back to the castle. Yeah. Work.
I take my shit in stride, nigga. I'm a man at the end of the day, nigga.
That's real.
Niggas don't owe me nothing. I don't owe niggas nothing.
You right?
We got friends out here this day that don't post shit. How many friends you know never post nothing you did, nigga? That you grow with.
A lot.
Thank you. I got the same shit. I got a friend with that right now. Don't do shit. I'm taking them niggas with me. Hell no. You gonna stay right there, nigga, when I go. You don't show the same love I show niggas. I show everybody love. Like, you supposed to show that back. Niggas be on your page. Niggas won't like your shit. Why follow me?
You right.
You'll stroll right past a nigga page. You'll look at it and won't like it. Why are you here? Why are you here?
Talk to him.
Delete yourself, nigga. Why are you here? Bitches too, why y'all here, man? Delete yourself. Why are you here?
That's fire.
Delete yourself. It don't make sense, son. It's just crazy. And niggas will be looking at you like you wrong when you get on and leave, niggas too.
Yeah, facts. You right.
They'll be looking at you like you did something wrong. No, nigga, you did something wrong. You ain't support me, nigga.
You ain't do shit.
Yo, this is the real Mr. ESPN right here. You know the vibes. Yes.
Pick up your phone.
Yes.
You're missing a few members, but you already know Team Stay Strong.
Yeah.
Shout out my man Jackal.
Yes.
Big Apex in New York. My son right here.
Yes.
Screw you, screw you, screw you, screw you, screw you. Yo, victory. It's a celebration, bitches. You know the vibes. Yeah. Yo, we in Vegas. Vegas. Yeah. Uncle Jay, cousin Mike.
Uncle Jay, cousin Mike.
You know the vibes.
Shout out ESPN, shout out Top Rank, shout out Alvina.
That's
shout
right.
out all my supporters, everybody, man. I love all y'all, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screw you, screw you. Work, Chris, work, body. Nice, good body shot. Body shot, Chris. Good body shot.
Good body shot, man. But listen, we out of here, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the sauce. Tunnel vision, man. It's all about having tunnel vision, man. Like my cousin Buddy McGirt told me, when you have tunnel vision and you locked in on your own race, yo, you can make it around the world, man. Look at me, just a kid from the project, but I've been in the rings, the best rings in the world, man, right? Where they say the best fighter in the world trained at, right? This ring right here, right? This ring right here, right? Yeah, how many of y'all can say y'all been to the house of Mayweather? Shadow box. Been to the house of Mayweather, man. That's the house of Mayweather. That's where boxing has taken me. That's where my punches have taken me. Yeah, my punches, man.
You can beat me, man. I'm a real one. I'm here. I'm waiting. I've been beaten in the amateur. I've taken L's before. We haven't taken L's in years, bro. Because we perfected the game, you know. And when we're in the ring, we're not just fighting and you know, just beating people up. We're outclassing them. We're finessing them. You know what I mean? As my trainer said, Bed Denny, smart fighters win, dumb fighters lose. He never said strong fighters win, weak fighters lose, fast fighters win, slow fighters lose, smart fighters win, dumb fighters lose, okay? I fought a smarter fight against Danny Garcia, won.